Hey, what's up everybody? I hope you're all fantastic. Today I'm jumping into a movie from 1989 that was hailed as the drop-dead comedy of the year. It features two morons, one corpse, and a delightfully ridiculous plot. The movie would of course be Weekend at Bernie's.
Great, we'll see you later guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye ladies, we'll see you later.
Now, I don't know what it is about this movie, but I just loved it. It's a childhood favorite of mine. It's still very much a movie I can enjoy just as much today. Yes, it's absolutely dumb. You must forget everything you know about what happens to a human body when it dies, and yes, you must also suspend all the disbelief to the fact that nobody conveniently realizes that Bernie's dead. And if you can get all that dialed in, this is a magically ridiculous movie and so much fun. It's a movie filled with mindless laughs, and yes, it's all pretty much buddy, dead body humor, but the trio of McCarthy and Silverman and Terry Kiser, I think absolutely make it work. It's a fun, just an engaging movie that admittedly does have a slow first act. It does meander around a bit as it sets the stage for who Larry and Richard are, this cover-up that they expose with their company and Bernie's true intentions for them, but I mean, once this plot hits the Hamptons, the laughs are as frequent as they are pleasantly juvenile. The cast overall is fantastic. The roles of Richard and Larry were originally supposed to be for Corey Haim and Corey Feldman, but they were just too young for a plot revolving around a corporate embezzlement scheme at the time, so John Cryer auditioned for both roles, and Andrew McCarthy actually auditioned for the role of Richard. However, when he read the part of Larry, he absolutely wanted it, and he got it, which I think was a great selection, because McCarthy was awesome as this likably sleazy normal guy with a great eye for fashion, and Jonathan Silverman was great as well. I think he plays up to type nicely as the uptight dreamer who acts like he's 20 or 30 years older than he really is, and throughout this film he shows himself to be quite a bit of a chronic liar as well, but nonetheless, he and Larry, despite their ethical shortcomings, are an amusing duo for this movie.
He loves us. The man absolutely loves us.
But I mean, this movie would be nothing without Terry Kiser, who delivers the best dead guy in cinematic history. In the first act, he shines as the corporate schmuck with a stellar mustache. He exudes arrogance, and when he kicks the bucket, his physical comedy is hilarious as his corpse is used to fuel a string of absolutely comical situations. Now you may be asking yourself one fundamental question, and the answer to it is yes, Larry and Richard could have very easily called the cops when they found out that Bernie was dead. It's the right thing to do, it's the ethical thing to do, but Richard's in love and Larry wants a weekend filled with partying in a beach house with beautiful women, and in an 80s flick, that's enough to forget the sake of logic for a wildly fun movie with lovably dumb characters.
I don't understand why he couldn't wait until Monday to kill himself.
Look, we have to call the police, huh? I mean...
And how am I going to get back to the city? He promised me a ride.
The budget for Weekend at Bernie's was right at around $15 million, and its box office totals topped over $30 million, so it doubled its money to make it a moderate success. It delivered a tired sequel that felt just expired on delivery. It tried to rehash the same old jokes, and it was just a complete miss, and in my opinion, one of cinema's most unnecessary sequels, but the original will always be regarded as one of the 80s just delightfully moronic comedies that you can turn your brain off and enjoy because of its just wild silliness. There's a fun blend of comical supporting characters as well. Catherine Mary Stewart has her moments for sure, and Don Calfa just shines as Vito's hitman who absolutely goes bananas trying to kill an already dead Bernie. His subplot also is able to give the movie some fun action in the finale that is ridiculous, but also just so much fun if you like slapstick humor that doesn't quite realize it is slapstick humor. I mean, Weekend at Bernie's is a movie that could have only come from the 80s. Its over-the-top absurdity has a lovable charm to it, and watching Richard and Larry parade a dead Bernie around the Hamptons and all the comedic insanity and hijinks that ensue from that is both a product of its time and just a nostalgic classic from the decade. I love the scene where Larry is playing Monopoly on the deck with Bernie. It's comical when they staple the toupee on his head, and when Vito's hitman comes back in the finale, it's just an absolute chaotic riot. It's all absolutely stupid. I mean, oh my god, or with the scene where Tina shows up drunk and just has her way with Bernie's dead body. I mean, it's just absolutely wrong in so many ways, but that's kind of what makes it right. I mean, it knows it's stupid, but it's still hilarious as Richard and Larry bumble their way to saving the day. I really did remember this movie giving off such a fun summer beach atmosphere when I was a kid living up in rainy Seattle. The soundtrack, simply put, is just awesome, with the tropical vibes of Hot and Cold from Jermaine Stewart just being a song that is still on my playlist today. And that's my review of Weekend at Bernie's, guys, a movie that could simply be classed as magically ridiculous. It's as great as it is dumb, but that's all part of the package that this movie delivers. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this movie. Do you enjoy it? Is it a little bit too dumb for your taste? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, and until the next video, I'll see you guys at the movies.
Jack Burton and the Pork Chop Express, and I'm talking to whoever's listening out there.
Survive a war, you gotta become war.
I suppose we have to register you as a lethal weapon.
You trying to say Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?